Your storm is going to pass over. It's going to all be over. Hallelujah. You ought to be glad about it too. Come on.
Hello there. Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening to you, depending on what time you are watching this. This video is made in response to the question I was asked. Test, trial, and temptation, what is the difference and how do I know which is which? In the journey of faith, Christians often encounter moments of profound challenge and introspection. These moments can take the form of tests, trials, or temptations, each with a unique role in shaping a believer's spiritual life. Understanding the distinctions between these experiences is crucial for navigating them with wisdom and grace. While a test may be seen as God's way of proving or refining one's faith, a trial often comes as a period of hardship that builds endurance and spiritual maturity. On the other hand, temptation seeks to lure believers away from their commitment to God, enticing them into sin. As Christians face these challenges, recognizing their purpose and source is essential for growing closer to God and living a life of steadfast faith. In Christian theology, the concepts of test, trial, and temptation are closely related but have distinct meanings and purposes. Test. A test in the Christian context is a situation or circumstance allowed by God to prove or strengthen a person's faith, character, or obedience. Tests are often seen as opportunities for believers to demonstrate their trust in God and their commitment to His will. An example of a test is when God asked Abraham to sacrifice his son Isaac, as described in Genesis chapter 22, verses 1 through 19. This was a test of Abraham's faith and obedience to God. The purpose of a test is to reveal and refine a person's faith and character. The source is often allowed or directly given by God. Trial. A trial is a difficult or challenging situation that believers go through, which can test their faith and patience. Trials are broader than tests and can include suffering, persecution, or any hardship. The Bible encourages Christians to view trials as opportunities to grow spiritually. James chapter 1, verses 2 to 4 says, "Consider it pure joy, my brothers and sisters, whenever you face trials of many kinds, because you know that the testing of your faith produces perseverance." The purpose of trials is to develop endurance, maturity, and deeper faith. They can be allowed by God, but may also come through life circumstances. Temptation. Temptation refers to the enticement or invitation to sin. Unlike tests and trials which aim to strengthen faith, temptation is intended to lead a person away from God's will and into disobedience. Temptation often originates from one's own desires, the world, or the devil. However, the Bible teaches that God does not tempt anyone to sin, as stated in James chapter 1, verses 13 to 14. An example of temptation is when Jesus was tempted by Satan in the wilderness, as described in the book of Matthew, chapter 4, verses 1 to 11. The purpose of temptation is to lure someone into sin and away from God. It comes from the devil, the world, or one's own sinful nature. Tests are divine opportunities to prove faith. Trials are difficult circumstances that build character and grow faith in God. Temptation is an enticement to sin and disobey God. Christians are encouraged to endure tests and trials with faith, knowing they lead to spiritual growth, while resisting temptation through reliance on God's strength and guidance. If you found this video helpful, please like, subscribe, comment, and share. Thank you for watching. Shalom.